Forever I'll live, forever I'll shine. Forever I'll run, forever I'll die.
I'm finally entering the wilderness today after a long winter. You can notice I have a backpack on. I'm actually backpacking this time. Typically I go canoe camping. Today I am backpacking solo by myself into the wilderness for 3 days. The trail that I'm doing is like 12, 13-ish miles round trip. I will end where I am right now, 2 days from now. I have not done this backpacking trail before. I don't actually backpack that often, so we'll see how this goes. One thing I'm concerned about for this trip is something that I don't recommend that you ever do. I didn't set up my gear last night before going into the wilderness today. We should always set up our gear before entering the wilderness, but life happened and I just didn't have the opportunity. My permit to do this trip was only for today. I couldn't postpone it a day. So I'm gonna wing it. I don't plan on going so far today to get to a campsite that I couldn't turn around and come back to my car if there was like an emergency or something like that. The only thing I'm really worried about is my tent. I have a brand new tent that I haven't used and I haven't set it up. And ideally you use the tent with trekking poles. I don't have trekking poles, but you are supposed to be able to set it up just fine without that. If there are trees, there are lots of trees, I think it'll be just fine. I will be hiking 2 miles before I reach a lake. I also have my rain jacket on because there's plenty of rain in the forecast. I'm so incredibly happy. I can't imagine anything else that would make me as happy as being in the wilderness today. I've been waiting and planning and gathering all of the things I'll need and gathering all the information I need for wilderness trips this summer for months. And it's incredible that it's finally here. This winter was super snowy and it drug on for a very long time. I didn't bring the usual things that I would pack on a wilderness trip because I usually canoe. When you're canoeing, you can carry a lot more because it's in the canoe. When you're backpacking, like it all has to kind of fit in your pack. So my packing was adjusted a little bit for this trip, but I did make a video talking about what I was going to pack. I'll put that link up here. I already kind of went through everything that I was going to pack for this trip, and I didn't really change anything since that video. I added the instant coffee. I don't know that I brought my sunglasses actually because it's not supposed to be very sunny. It's so quiet and peaceful right now. This little stream that I'm by is in a bit of a valley. Oh, I could just set up my tent right here. Lovely. Wow. This is gorgeous. It's drizzling a little bit, but I took my rain jacket off because I was very warm. The temperature is in the mid 50s and breezy, and it's perfect when you're backpacking. Wow, look at this. Whenever I'm hiking by myself and I hear noise in the forest, I immediately stop and I look around and I'm like, is it a deer? Is it a bear? Is it a moose? Most of the time it's a squirrel. That just happened to me. I was looking like, what is it? What is it? Because it sounds like it's so big and it's moving like through the leaves. And then I spotted the squirrel. Makes you feel silly, but I feel like squirrels are the loudest creatures in the forest. I know a lot of people really like to build these rock statue stacked rocked things. Cairns is what they're called. And they're super pretty and they can be very cool. But I just wanted to tell people, in case you didn't know, that when a hiker or backpacker sees a cairn along a trail, that tells them to continue in that direction. Sometimes when it's iffy, you don't know which way to go, or there's like seemingly two different trail options, there'll be a cairn by the trail that you're supposed to follow. It's kind of like guiding you along the woods. Or if there's a big open rock area and you can't see the other end of it and you can't see where the trail is, you follow the cairns and they tell you where to go. So I say this because it's kind of scary when you see people post like pictures of stacked rocks, cairns that they've built on hiking trails, because it can end up getting people lost, like me. But that hasn't happened to me. But it's just something that I don't know that everybody's aware of if you're not like big into backpacking yet. But if you're going backpacking, know that those typically are signs that you're on the right path. And it's somewhat important to not build them along hiking paths or things like that. If you want to build one, I'm sure you can make like mini ones, put it in your windowsill, like find rocks outside and something like that. That's kind of cool. But I know some people get really upset and angry towards people for building cairns, and I don't think that's necessarily fair because they are pretty and they're cool. But I don't know that everybody knows why it's not necessarily a great thing to build cairns. I didn't always know that either. That's wolf poop right over there on the trail. It's kind of cool. I can see the lake. Oh, what a joy. I officially completed approximately 2 miles of... Ooh, there's water I have to walk through. This is one of the campsite options that I could choose for tonight. The latrine is right there. Huh. And this is the campsite. So it's like the latrine is in the campsite. This is not like super comfy. I don't know how I feel about this. Little fire grate. Super quiet little bay. This would probably be a good spot for fishing if I was fishing. There's supposed to be another campsite over here somewhere too that's not far away. Wow, this is super pretty. Oh my goodness. Wow. Huh. I think I'm gonna pass on this campsite. There's nothing wrong with it, but I think I can do better. We are coming up on another campsite, I believe. This one is right on the trail, but I think I'm okay with that. This one looks way better than the last one so far, but yeah, this is sweet. Wow. Oh, this is so cool. Wow. It's like a little rock cliff here right at camp. Oh, I love it so much. This is gorgeous. This might be my campsite for the night. What a vista. It looks like that might be a campsite, which would be super cool for tomorrow. I decided I am staying at this campsite. The view is just too good. I don't know where I'm gonna put my tent yet, but first I need to find the bathroom. So you can come with me. There's a trail. I'm basically right on the hiking trail that I'm doing. This campsite is like right on the trail. Most of the other campsites are a little bit farther away from the trail, it seems like, but I'm okay with being right on the trail today because I don't think many people are out. It's May and it's rainy. Well, it's supposed to be rainier than it is, but I don't think I'm gonna have too many visitors, friends hiking through. Yeah, let's go to the bathroom. Wow. Super cool. Where, oh where is the latrine? Where, oh where is the latrine? I'm not seeing it. I also feel like I'm not really on the path anymore. Oh, I see it way over there, I think. Wow, I don't think I'm on the right trail. I don't even know that that's a... Yeah. Maybe this is the latrine trail. Maybe I should have brought my map and compass. Yeah, no latrine. Over here. Huh. Let's try this way. Oh, this looks right. Well, this looks right. Haha. Found it. Success. So this tent could be much better. I guess I think the tent's fine. It definitely doesn't look like the pictures looked. But the pictures also showed this tent with trekking poles. You would put a trekking pole like right here to the ground to hold up the ends. But even so, maybe once I put stuff in here, it will look better. I don't know what the deal is. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit, bring this out. I guess I'm also right on a rock, so there's that. But the inside of the tent looks perfectly fine. I think this is gonna be a great solo tent. It's a 2-person. I think it would be a little bit cozy with 2 people, but I think just for me, this is perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of my stuff in here in case it starts really raining. Then my stuff is more protected. But I think this tent is going to be just fine. If I would have set it up ahead of time, I think it would have been kind of the same scenario as today. I had to figure out where I was gonna stake things and attach them to the trees, and I used an extra string that didn't come with the tent. Thankfully, I always bring extra string when I'm camping because you often end up needing it for something or another. But I've got my tent. Now I'm gonna put my stuff in there, put some warmer clothes on because now that I'm not hiking around, I'm kind of chilly, and then enjoy the view, maybe have a snack. I posted a video sharing all of the gear that I packed for this trip. I didn't pack a sleeping pad, and surprisingly nobody mentioned anything or maybe didn't notice or think about it, but I actually don't use sleeping pads very often when camping. I haven't found one that I like, and I've tried a lot of them. I've tried the foam ones, the air ones. The only ones I haven't tried are those like foam ones that fold up like an accordion style thing. That might be the ticket, but I've kind of just given into sleeping on the bare ground. But I do sometimes use my clothing sack here as a pillow. I don't pack a pillow either, typically. But I'm gonna go through this and make sure that there are no food items in here. I don't put any food items in my tent. I don't think I have any in here, it's just clothing. Yeah. I might want my jacket. The people who were here before me left some firewood alongside the fire grate, so I'm gonna go ahead and utilize that. I'm gonna make myself a little fire and maybe make some coffee even though it's in the afternoon, and then just enjoy being here.
Gentle little light fight. The chaos of the call, constricting walls, the ending light, the blinking azure eyes, and my heart.
I feel like the luckiest woman in the world.
Autumn night, you're terrified. The image and the
It feels like I'm the only person in the entire world right now. Ah. It's kind of scary camping by yourself in the wilderness. And boy, but I think that's a big part of why I like it. It feels good for me to push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit and spend some time alone in the wilderness. I'm naturally an introvert, so that part isn't hard, but it's just not knowing what is watching me, because I know that there's always some being, some creature watching me, and that part kind of weirds me out. There's a light mist today, and it's light enough to where it's not really bothering me, but it's enough rain to where all my stuff is a little bit wet. My mac and cheese should be done now. I don't know why I chose to eat mac and cheese tonight, but I thought that it sounded really yummy when I picked it out, and it sounds really yummy right now too. I don't usually eat mac and cheese, like rarely ever, but I'm excited. My book was getting wet, and I don't want to ruin my lovely book, so I will read in a little while in my tent. I'm extremely tired. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I am a little excited to sleep, especially sleeping outside with the sound of the trees and the water. I could see my breath when I was setting up my tent. It's pretty chilly. I cut my finger when I was chopping wood. It's not bad, but it just keeps bleeding. So I'm gonna go and wash it out. I've got my sink here. I'm gonna go fill this full of water and clean up my fingers a little bit. I should wash my hands and face anyway tonight. And then I'll also have water up here to put out the fire when I'm finished with that, so I don't have to go down to the lake in the dark, because I'm so far up from the water. It's pretty steep walking down to the lakeside, so I'm gonna go do that now. The cut's not bad at all. I didn't even feel it when it happened. I didn't feel it. I'm pretty sure it was from when I was cutting wood. But it doesn't even really look like it was from cutting wood. It almost looks like a rock of some sort had to do it. I don't know. Strange. I'm gonna go to bed soon. I know it's super early, but I'm exhausted and I think I'm gonna sleep like a rock. Hopefully I don't get cold. I did not sleep very well last night. My sleep system, I was very, very cold. And I think that's for a lot of reasons. I mean, the temperature was down into the lower 40s. It could have even dipped into the 30s. My sleeping bag is rated as a 32-degree sleeping bag, which means that it's probably not comfortable at 32 degrees, but you'll be okay at 32 degrees. So it felt like it was at least 32 degrees, but maybe it was in the 40s. I tend to be cold when I sleep anyway. So I was mostly just awake and cold and kind of waiting for morning. Like, okay, is it going to be light out soon? Is it going to be light out soon? And I don't have a watch with me. I have my phone, but I have it turned off so the battery doesn't die in case I would need it for something. Because there is a little bit of cell phone reception where I am, so it'd be nice if I needed it, you know. But I was very, 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 very cold. Leaving a campsite is always hard. I feel like it's my home after just staying one night, but I want to see more. I want to do this whole trail, so I'm going to get off here in the morning and start hiking. Hopefully I can make the whole loop today, or maybe it'll be super warm tonight and I'll change my mind. Who knows? It's time to hike a lot. This is a very narrow lake, which makes me want to canoe it. I love narrow, long lakes because they don't get quite as wavy typically, depending on the weather, of course. But, oh, it's just so pretty here. It's incredible. This path right along the lake, oh, this is like what I dream of. Actually, last night I had a dream about scary dogs. On this side, we have like a rock wall kind of cliff up here. Super pretty, like it looks like pink granite. Can you see it? Hopefully. So I'm walking between like a rock wall and a lake on a path that is just sprinkled with pine needles. I mean, how much more perfect can this be? Wow. Oh my gosh. I'm in such a good mood. Totally worth freezing all night. I'm not even tired. And now I'm here walking through a fairy garden. This it's just so pretty. I wish I just heard somebody yell something. Huh. It was a goose. Look how pretty it is. It feels so nice to see all of the greenery, the bright green plants. They get like a fluorescent green almost in the spring. And the moss and the fresh buds on all the trees. And I love, love, love evergreens. Poop. Probably a wolf poop. I think it's wolf poop because it has fur in it. I'm not a poop expert, but probably a wolf that ate like a bunny or something. Pooped out all the fur, right? Right? The sun is coming out for the first time since I started this. I'm making pretty good time. There are a couple of loons on this lake. This is Whiskey Jack Lake. This is the only campsite here. It would be really cool to camp here. I'm just super nervous about being cold again tonight. That was not fun. Oh, the loons are so close. I am gonna try and make it out of the park tonight. There's 2 more campsites between me and the exit of the park. Now, I'm just hiking. See the otter? I'm about to walk across a beaver dam that I just watched a beaver swim into, so hopefully the beaver doesn't get upset with me. Every time I do a trip like this, I always think of the people that I want to bring here and show this. Oh, the parking lot. Oh my gosh. It feels so good to be at the parking lot. I am exhausted. My feet are just cramping painful right now. I made it back.